WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Yeah, it is. Good morning, Tuesday morning. Thanks for getting up early with us. Maybe you've just been up all night with us. Either way, thanks for being with us on WSM Radio and Circle Country. I'm Johnny Mattos. That's Eryn Cooper.
Hello.
Andy Nye is our studio director. Jeff Roberts is over at the Grand Ole Opry House. They keep him about a half mile away from us over in Master Control. Billy Boy's on vacation for a week, and Kelly Sutton...
Oh, no.
The saga of lost baggage. Kelly is in Frisco, Texas for the ACM Awards. Mm-hmm. She's going to be sending some great stuff to us, but also doing a lot of stuff for Amazon. Prime Video, the home for the ACM Awards. She and her co-host Amber are hosting the red carpet.
Oh, just so cool.
And then... the airline doesn't cooperate.
The airline, it's a triple whammy. She is nominated, she is attending, and is hosting a red carpet. The airline lost her luggage. As of last night, she still did not have it. Maybe we'll find out during the show that it was retrieved, but we will be sharing more of her experience coming up in a little bit, along with some friends starting and announcing some new tours, and ACM star-studded presenters with a few surprises and people that you maybe wouldn't expect.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
they always go a little out of the box in a fun way. Yeah. So I think folks will.
You got to spice it up.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, let's hope that Kelly Sutton's morning is going a little bit smoother.
Yeah, this is good.
It's a triple whammy situation. She is attending the ACM Awards. She is nominated for an ACM, and she is hosting the red carpet for the ACM Awards for Amazon. But we hope that the gorgeous dress that she picked out to wear arrives, because she does not have her luggage. She does not have her luggage. She arrived in Texas last night. She has nothing. She shut down a Target to get essentials. And Kelly has a question for all of us that have been in this situation.
Okay, everybody, here's the update. We made it to Texas.
All of us.
All of us.
Hi.
Except for some bags that are in Phoenix.
But we've got Panda Express right here that we're about to eat. That's
Yes,
right.
right.
We've got a super Target
And we're going
behind us.
shopping. We're shopping.
We have an Ulta. It's a happy day when we get to shop, right?
I mean,
my bags are here, so I really shouldn't be buying anything, but I am emotional support shopping.
These are true
Kelly
friends.
needs stuff. That means I need stuff too.
These are true friends. Okay, so here's the big question. What would you buy? You are left. You're not really sure when your bags are coming in. We hope they're going to be in by tomorrow. What would you buy?
Okay, I would go underwear, deodorant, and maybe like foundation and mascara to cover it.
Okay.
If I only had one shot to get essentials.
So I always carry two of those three things with me at all time. Now, you can tell I not a whole lot of foundation or mascara, but I always, in a carry-on, always now keep underwear, socks, and toiletries. That goes with me everywhere. And it takes so little space. So, but I did love that Amber was the emotional support.
Yes.
My bags are here, but I'll shop with you just to support you.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That was Amber and Joyce, who
Yes.
are on the on Kelly's Amazon team. So we haven't had an update yet. Kelly very well may get her bags this morning. Stay tuned, and we hope she finds her stuff.
Red carpet and the awards not till Thursday, however.
Yes,
and again,
she has time.
Streaming on Prime Video. So,
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of the ACMs, the presenters for the award show on Thursday night have been announced, and the lineup includes country stars, icons, and rising artists, as well as TV actors and hosts. So the people we know that will be presenting: Little Big Town, Jordan Davis, a ton of Opry stars here, Ashley McBride, Alabama, Sarah Evans, Randy Travis, Clay Walker, Breland, Corinne Leon, who just played the Opry recently. So compelling.
Like the Garth of Latin America. It was just a crazy reaction. He's playing Bridgestone Arena coming up too. So good for him. He's a good guy. Really enjoyed him.
We'll also have the late Charlie Pride's son, Dion, and wife Rosine Pride, and the Bachelorette's Tyler Cameron. Tyler C., who was on the one season of The Bachelorette I've ever watched in full.
Okay.
So good for Tyler. Schitt's Creek's Noah Reid, Thursday Night Football host Charissa Thompson, and Super Bowl champion and Thursday Night Football analyst Richard Sherman will be presenting as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty solid show.
Very, very solid. Very much looking forward to the Nate Smith and Avril Lavigne performance.
Yes.
That will be what I am looking for. I hope they do a rendition of Skater Boy with skateboards.
You think maybe it's so obvious that they don't, but it seems like that would be the way to go, right?
Right.
So, yeah. Just Nate on a skateboard sounds interesting to me.
Nate on a skate, which isn't the full title, but
yes,
it sounds like a children's book.
It
too.
does, actually, yes.
Nate goes skating. Okay, Carly Pierce, you found this story.
So when you tour with Tim McGraw, Tim is obviously in incredible shape and works out every day on the road. And I don't think he requires it, but I think he enjoys and encourages his friends on the tour with him to do the workout as well. And Carly yesterday. Now, Carly's in great shape. Carly runs. She works out. But
she was FaceTiming us, I think, on her way
to the gym,
from
right.
the gym
Yes.
for Bill's 30th.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here she is attempting to do part of the Tim McGraw workout.
I'm going to see if I can lift Tim McGraw's tire. Oh my God.
Try it again.
I can't.
Good effort, but no. Tried 3 times. She got it about an inch off the ground.
That's still a workout, though. If it's hard to do, you don't have to lift the
Oh,
tire.
no, absolutely. Now, Tim will lift the tire, push it, flip it, and do it over and over and over again.
I don't know. I know you have to stay in incredible shape to tour. I think just touring alone is the most challenging workout that could exist. Working out on top of going on stage every night? How? You have no response.
No,
okay. See, we don't
just
know.
Tour with Tim McGraw, and you'll come back in the best shape you've ever been in.
All right.
There you go.
That's on the bucket list now.
All right.
All right. Speaking of touring, Morgan Wallen is returning to Europe this fall for an expanded leg of his One Night at a Time tour. He was just here at Nissan Stadium. And if you are looking for an excuse to take a trip to Europe for a couple days, I think this would be a perfect excuse. His additional shows will take Morgan to Stockholm, Sweden, Oslo, Norway, Copenhagen, Denmark, Amsterdam, Netherlands, Glasgow, Scotland, and Dublin, Ireland. From August 28th, my best friend's birthday. Okay, so now maybe we have to go, to September 7th. So that will be very fun. I've only been to one of those cities. I've been to Dublin.
I do like your idea of, tagging along with a musical act overseas in Europe. I'm going to opt for... No, he has not invited me, but this is an olive branch out there. I'm going to opt to go with Vince and the Eagles to Manchester, England.
Oh,
yeah.
Vince would be so down.
And then I could... maybe.
Just sneak in a suitcase.
Okay, yeah, big suitcase. Yeah,
You'll make the news.
but
We'll
that's where I
talk
would
about
like to
you
go.
on entertainment headlines on Coffee,
Yes.
Country, and Cody. if
And
you
I
do
can
that.
tour Old Trafford while I'm there. That's the Manchester United football stadium, soccer stadium.
All right, if you want to go to Europe to see Morgan, you can get your tickets. They go on sale this Thursday before the ACM Awards. Yay, that's going to be on Ticketmaster.
Taylor Swift is still over there, too. Just wrapped
Yes.
up the shows in Paris.
With Paramore. Those people getting the Tortured Poets department added to their set list. So jealous.
I have all 4 vinyl versions of that, by the way. And,
You do
I'm
not.
a little bit of a completist, yes.
That I'm speechless.
I kid
You
you-
bought 4 vinyl.
I kid you not, yeah. 2 have arrived. 2 haven't arrived yet, but 2 are on the way.
All right, I'm going to borrow one.
Well, I'll buy you your own.
Okay.
I'm an only child.
Even better.
I don't share.
This is Coffee, Country, and Code.
Yeah, it sure is. Just past 9 o'clock here in America's Music City. Welcome in. Billy Boy on vacation. Kelly Sutton is in Frisco, Texas for the ACM Awards. I'm Charlie Mattos. That's Eryn Cooper. That is Troy Cartwright. Good morning and welcome to Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So let me turn the tables and ask you the question you have asked everyone on your podcast. How long you been in town?
Oh, that's a great question. I have been, it'll be 8 years in June.
So we haven't quite made the 10-year town.
Not yet. I still got 2 years.
All right. Terrific singer-songwriter and host of a wonderful podcast that I referenced there called 10-Year Town. Welcome. We got new music we'll share in just a little bit. But it's interesting that so many people from Nashville are very close to your hometown this week for the ACM Awards, just north of Dallas and Frisco. And that's where you grew up.
That's right. Yeah, it's crazy. The ACMs are about 10 minutes from where my mom lives now. Which just seems so insane.
Yeah, and that whole world is like relatively new, right? I mean, that practice facility, you think practice facility, you think a field, but I mean, he's really built an arena.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice. The Star, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a beautiful facility, and I haven't been there yet, but I've driven by it a few times, and it's something. Yeah. It's spectacular.
So what was the music scene like in the Dallas area when you grew up?
When I grew up, I grew up going to church a lot, so that was sort of my big musical influence. And then when I was pretty young, honestly, 14 or 15, I started writing my own songs, and then I just started emailing bars, begging them to let me play, which really upset my mom, actually.
Well, you would have been under the age to even be in the place.
Very
Right.
underage.
Yeah.
And I remember we'd just get a few gigs. And there's a part of town called Deep Ellum, which is kind of like the bar district. Yeah. And to her credit, she'd drive me down there and let me play shows with my friends, you know, about all the bands and stuff like that. So I wasn't doing too much country music at the time. I was rebelling and playing rock music and doing all that stuff. That's right. And then my sister, she's a few years older than me. She started driving me to school, and she listened to country music. And I was like pretending I didn't like it,
right?
But I did. I liked it a lot, and it kind of stuck with me.
You've seen Almost Famous, the movie?
Yes, I have.
This is almost like the songwriter version of Cameron Crowe's character, where the mom would take him to the concerts and he'd go, "Don't take drugs," you know. And all that, but very young to be in the element that he was in. So, that's wild. So it's an interesting skill to learn at that age, though, right? Because you're literally playing to a lot of people who aren't necessarily listening to you, and it's
no doubt.
And that in and of itself takes some skill to do.
And that's a skill that you can utilize for your entire career.
Yes, especially here.
Yeah. Well, I joke with people when they get ready to play the Bluebird for the first time. I warn them that the silence can be alarming because it's so different than what a lot of people are used to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, now once you've played a few rounds, you start to figure out what all that means, and the silence can be a term of respect.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And when my favorite thing is when someone actually quotes a lyric back to someone. I think that's like, okay, now they've truly gotten the song too,
absolutely.
Right? So, but your musical journey takes you to Boston and Berkeley.
That's right.
I don't know if we've ever done in Nashville a Berkeley alum show, but if not, we need to, because with no exaggeration, Troy, you have to be the 25th person to come in studio in the 10, 15, 20 years I've been here that has Berkeley as a background. It's just a wonderful training ground.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I have so many friends that I'm sure Katie Offerman's been on here.
Yeah, she sure has. Sarah Hull's been here.
Yeah.
Sarah Jarose has been here.
Yeah.
I'm just off the top of my head thinking of a few, but Katie, most recently, I worked with her at the Opry just a couple of months ago
wonderful.
too. So but what was that? What was the Boston experience like?
It was amazing. It was important to me as a 17-year-old making that decision about where to go to college. I just wanted to do something different. And Boston culturally, was just very different than Dallas. Yeah. And that was appealing to me.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to ask, when you were making your journey from where you were to Nashville, when I was making my own journey here, I guess it'll be about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Your song, Hung Up on You, was my soundtrack to moving here.
Oh.
I literally had it on repeat, packing and then driving from Chattanooga to here.
That's amazing.
So 8 years ago when you were moving here, what was your soundtrack? What do you remember listening to getting ready to embark on the journey here?
I remember it very vividly because it was when right around the time I was thinking about coming to Nashville, that was when Stapleton played on I think that was the CMAs that he did it with
Timberlake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I had just seen him in Dallas. And it was a good sized crowd, but just a few hundred people. And I remember watching that and going, okay,
Yeah.
this is about to be huge, and it was
very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly, it was huge. Yeah. That was one of those, almost like one of those Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show moments for our modern generation.
Absolutely.
I think so. Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times back in the day he would come in with the steel drivers and stand back there and just with those incredible vocals, but not say a word during the entire interview. He's come out of his shell a little bit, but I still don't think talking is his favorite thing.
No, he loves, but singing for sure in those songs and everything he does is it's an amazing.
Yeah. So was moving here an easy choice? Was it one of those, this is what I want to do and this is the epicenter of where I need to be?
I kind of had a weird journey to Nashville, so I moved back to Dallas after college. And I purposefully moved back in with my parents because I knew that I was not going to make any money playing music for a while.
Right.
And I needed a little more time on the clock to kind of get it started. And so I started playing around Dallas, and then I started playing around other cities, Austin, out in West Texas, stuff like that. Basically any bar that would have me. And I was playing original music. And then eventually I did get set up with a publisher here in Nashville, and they were like, just come up and visit. And I went, and I visited with his publisher. He set me up on a write with a guy by the name of Clint Daniels. And then we wrote a song, and then Clint Daniels took me to a bar after we wrote and introduced me to all these people that were also songwriters. And it had never occurred to me that there was this amazing songwriting culture in Nashville. I knew, but I didn't know.
I found my people. Right?
And I found my people. And once I saw that, it was just trying to figure out, how long's my lease in Dallas and how soon can I get here?
Because it is certainly possible, and many have done it, to have a wonderful career and pretty much be exclusive to Texas. I mean, you venture out a little bit, but I mean, that's such a great music scene there.
Oh, it's an amazing music scene. And I still go back there all the time. And I mean, it's been cool to see, even in my times in Nashville, guys like Parker McCollum and Corey Kent now kind of making, bridging that gap a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've done the Opry with Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers. I mean, all those guys are just fantastic. Robert Earl Keen's coming to see us in a few weeks. And
he's my hero.
Oh, man. Yeah. What an interesting, quirky man. Have you met him?
I have met him a couple times. I'm sure he doesn't remember it, but he's I'm so familiar with every single record. And when I was living in Boston still, that was like I basically took a Robert Earl Keen college course in my head. I was walking dogs, and I would just listen to every single record that he had.
Wow, he'd be a great guest for your podcast.
He would.
Yeah,
he would.
And speaking of finding your people, you were recently chatting with Lily Rose, who just made her Opry debut on Saturday, about finding your people and what that feels like. But the comfort in knowing that the people that you're with day one, that you really gel with, sometimes you kind of go on your own path as you do in this town, but you can always kind of come back to them.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
I've referenced it several times, the podcast, the 10-Year Town podcast, but let's just delve into that for a second, and then we'll do something live. But I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's interesting that so many of your guests have been guests with us. So there's already a factor that, I already love this person you're about to sit down and talk to. But invariably, I find that I learn things in that time you spend with them. And it seems like that's a gig you really like.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love getting people's stories. That's kind of at the heart of who I am. Is I like telling stories and being a storyteller, and this is kind of another avenue that I get to sort of hear people's story and learn a little bit more about them. And I learned so much about myself and about the guests just talking to them.
Your idea to start this, or did someone come up with it and say, I mean, this would be perfect for you?
No, it was just me and my wife. We've been talking about trying to do something for a while. I mean, in probably 6 or 7 months we were brainstorming on it. And one night at the kitchen table, Mary Lou, my wife, said, you should do something called 10-Year Town and just ask people how long they've been in town. Yeah. And it was like, of course, that is the perfect idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was the first guest?
The first guest was, I believe, it was Jimmy Bell. He's a songwriter. Yeah, good friend of mine.
Wow. And Steve Mokler is the one uploaded this morning.
Just came out this morning.
Yeah,
That's
interesting guy.
great guy, very fascinating, amazing story.
Yeah, I like the fact that most of them, at least audio-wise to me, unless you really can tweak stuff better than I can, sounds like you're literally in the same room. There's not a lot of Zooms, not a phone or anything like that.
We've done them all. Every single one has been in person. That's a big. That's for some reason we haven't done it any other way yet, because I think that it just helps the. There's something about being in person.
It changes everything. Oh, it changes everything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
for folks that haven't listened to the podcast yet, can you set up sort of the gravity of the topics that you talk about as songwriters and kind of the perspective it may give folks that are thinking about coming to Nashville to pursue this really, really hard dream and journey of songwriting and being an artist in Nashville?
Yeah, absolutely. My whole idea behind starting the podcast was I just wanted to make the thing that I wished existed when I was moving to town. And we're not trying to scare anybody off or anything like that. We're just trying to tell people's stories and hopefully provide some comfort from people who are just starting their journey or thinking about starting their journey, that like, oh, this doesn't happen. Some people do, but most of us don't just move to Nashville and become a star.
Right.
It's a craft. There's a craft to songwriting, and it's a journey, and there's a lot of ups and downs along the way, and hopefully hearing other people talk about their wins and losses too will help them understand that, they're not alone and feeling like it's hard.
Yeah. And your journey has had those similar ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Right? So at the core, you have to know that you're good, right? Because no matter what happens, if you don't have that belief in yourself, then it's really going to be hard to get anywhere, right?
For sure.
But you can be really good, and there are lots of really good people in Nashville who will never get that break. And it's just such a crazy business in some ways,
business.
Right?
That's right.
But you mentioned your wife, you got dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it all by themselves, because if you don't have some kind of support like that, I mean, that's got to be the magic to it, right?
Yeah, it's the people you go on the journey with. I mean, that's everything, and it's your friends, and then it's building the right team and finding the right partners, and it's I always compare it to like it's the background on my phone actually, but it's walking the wire every day, and you got to walk it all the way across the ravine, and it's just hard and it's scary, but if you love it, then there's what else is there?
Yeah, it's kind of like radio. It's the only thing I can ever do, and I'm just thrilled to still get paid to do it.
Yep.
Right? Was that you, by the way?
No,
if it was,
no,
I was going to
no.
be incredibly impressed.
Nope.
So, okay.
It's just a photo.
Okay. And how crazy that life really comes full circle, because one of the first things we talked about was your time in Boston, and you got to see so much of New England doing wedding singing for a lot, and then you got a song that's in everybody's wedding and is everybody's first dance. And
yeah.
We're right back full circle again.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Until just now.
Yeah. How many times you been given the Julia Gulia line from Adam Sandler's Wedding Singer? It's the first thing that comes to mind with that. But please come see us again. This has been a delight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Troy Cartwright on WSM and Circle.
Well,
Yes.
we have to celebrate today. It's a very special day. Happy anniversary to you and Renee.
19 years. Yeah. And I love that photo only because, Renee looks great at it.
Is that Disney?
But it is Disney. But you can also see Jackson photobombing in between the two of us. So, and the funny part about that story is I got in such trouble with my wife that afternoon because in my hand was a frozen mango margarita, of which I let my then 9 or 10-year-old have just a tiny sip of, and she got very mad at me. So.
Oh, that sounds so good right now. I wish it wasn't
Doesn't
so
it
cloudy
sound good
outside.
right now?
It would
know.
sound better if Annie, Nye, and I were by the pool, which we're trying to do, but it's going to rain all week.
Yeah, Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday's your sunny day.
You hear that, Annie?
Yeah.
Pool on Thursday.
They just moved
All right.
Jackson's field day at his school from Friday to Thursday because Thursday's the one nice day we're going to have. So
my favorite memory as a kid was our field day. It was kindergarten. Boys versus girls tug of war.
Oh.
And we dragged those boys across the field.
No, did you really?
3 times in a row.
I'm
Yeah.
very proud of you. Yes.
That was
very nice.
22 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
all right. You want to talk about Hardy for about a minute?
new
have a
song.
yep.
Crazy catchy. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Because the song is called Psycho.
Yeah, see, I didn't even mean to do that. So that's how good I am.
And the album art is quite interesting and disturbing. It is Hardy with his tongue out in a straitjacket in like a little cushioned room.
Yes.
Okay. If you weren't awake before, you are now with Hardy screaming at you.
And the title of the song kind of gives it away, but if you didn't know it was called Psycho, it just sounds like this really groovy little pop melody, and all of a sudden, Psycho! It's like,
just a great little juxtaposition.
Yeah, taking a turn there.
No, I know. But anyway, that comes out on Friday.
Right.
It's called Psycho, and it might be completing a trilogy of a series of albums he's been putting out over the last couple years.
All right. Maybe Friday we play the whole thing on Coffee, Country, and Cody. What do you say?
That sounds like a plan to me.
All right. We're back to wrap it up in a second. Tuesday Night Opry tonight. I'll run that lineup for you, too. What a fun Tuesday morning here in Nashville, Tennessee. Big thanks to Troy Cartwright for coming by. What a great segment that was.
Just adore him.
Yeah, so enjoyed the visit. You have got a late night tonight.
We do. We are going to be at Live Oak in Nashville, 7 to 11, raising money for Nashville's Unhoused. It's Spreading Hope with Keith Griner. I'll be co-hosting with him, so come hang out.
Tomorrow on the show, more winning opportunities for the Mavericks at the Ryman. Hit songwriter Tim James, he's got a book. It's called Going Crazy, an inside look at the world of songwriting. And our longtime friend Buddy Jules coming by. We'll tell you about a great free show Saturday in Gallatin. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks.